Yesterday, President Trump cut a meeting with top Democrats short after about 3 minutes over accusations of a cover-up, according to the Speaker.
Instead of walking in happily into a meeting, I walk in to look at people that had just said that I was doing a cover-up. I don't do cover-ups. I want to do infrastructure. But you know what? You can't do it under these circumstances. So get these phony investigations over with.
But it didn't end there. Nancy Pelosi doubling down.
This president is obstructing justice, and he's engaged in a cover-up. And that could be an impeachable offense.
Here to weigh in is former House Speaker and Fox News contributor and author of that new book, Collusion, Speaker Newt Gingrich. Good morning to you, Speaker.
It's good to be with you guys. By the way, this is a great place and should remind the American taxpayer they do get something for their defense dollars. It's pretty impressive.
Right. And
get all these people behind us.
That's right.
That's impressive. And you went right over to them, too.
Yesterday was pretty impressive. Nancy Pelosi meets with Democrats. Yeah, she comes out in front of the microphone, says, we believe the president's involved in a cover-up. Then she goes face-to-face with the president. President says, I'm not meeting with you. You got to stop these investigation talks before I can talk to you about infrastructure. He goes out to the Rose Garden and has that press conference. What'd you make of it all?
We'll see in the long run how this all works out. But having watched Trump now, starting in the beginning of 2015, he loves to be involved in a running fight. He loves to get up every morning and keep the other side off balance. By tomorrow, he might call for a big infrastructure meeting, or he may double down. I think Pelosi's in a box because I think she went into her meeting to say, look, guys, this is really stupid. And they collectively said to her, we're doing it.
The Democrats saying we got to go forward with impeachment.
The Democrats are saying we have to do this. So her base is so hungry to take on Trump that they would just run over her if she said no. So she's now trying to dance to a point where she can explain why her earlier no has now led to a yes.
So Senator Schumer, what is he, just sitting there, just idly by, not knowing it? I sense that he wants to get something done, thought the president could get something done, but Nancy Pelosi is in danger of having that House for 2 years and doing absolutely nothing. Infrastructure was her only hope of doing something. What are her accomplishments?
Look, I think the Democrats only have one item on their agenda. That's to beat Trump. I think they're going to run for re-election on the grounds that we're not him. And that's going to be the totality of their campaign.
Even in the House?
Huh?
Even in the House?
Oh, yeah.
How are you going to stake and say, what is your rationalization for keeping that seat if you did nothing with it for 2 years?
Well, because you're not Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, I think in the Democratic Party, being not Trump is enough.
Down in Washington.
And then by the way, they're going to promise a whole series of, Medicare for all, and, abortion after you're born, and all the things that the left cares about.
In Washington, Infrastructure Week has happened so many times. People who work on Capitol Hill, they roll their eyes. They know they're never going to get together on that because even if the Democrats work with the Republicans on it, it's a win for the president. They don't want to give him a win.
That's right. In fact, they keep, as Kevin McCarthy has pointed out, they keep putting poison pills. If they can't stop something, they try to put a poison pill in it. So in the end, it gets locked up in conference. And I do think Schumer, in that sense, is much closer to trying to find a way to get to something done. Partly, I think, just because it's his style, and partly because he's not under the same pressure.
Right.
I mean,
if the vote were tomorrow, what would happen?
For what? For impeachment?
No. For the 2020.
For 2020?
Would the president win again?
Sure. I mean, unless something dramatic happens, the president's going to win, period. If the economy keeps growing, and if you remember, he is the most underestimated campaigner in modern America. He's practicing every day. And the country will have a choice between a very radical Democrat whose positions are all unpopular.
So you don't think it's going to be Joe Biden?
Joe Biden will be a very radical Democrat by the time he gets there.
You called him a doofus.
Biden? Well, of course he's a doofus.
Right.
I mean, how could you? This is a guy who had to drop out of his first presidential campaign because he had adopted an entire speech from Neil Kinnock about growing up in Wales. I mean, and he went around
Well, he
saying
changed the name of the town
to Scranton, but it was crazy. I mean, he's not Welsh. I mean, you know, it's literally true.
Before you go, tell us about your new book.
Well, collusion, I'm very proud of. It is really about the Russians colluding with Antifa to try to poison the U.S. Senate. And we have as a central figure, I think, a very modern character who's a Navy SEAL who was hurt in a helicopter crash on a mission and ended up with an opioid addiction, treating the pain, and now is trying to wrestle with that addiction while he serves the country.
That's fiction.
I think it's pretty close to reality.
No kidding.
Don't you love the cover?
Pretty clever. You've got Washington,
well
D.C.
done.
here, and then in the reflection of the water, you have
The Kremlin.
Russia, the Kremlin. And what did you say? The
Collusion, illusion. Right there. Newt Gingrich, thank you very much
Great to be
for
with
joining
you
us
all.
live.
Good
Real
to see
pleasure.
you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Great to see you, Mr. Speaker.